Day 24. The Queen of Heaven in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. A cruel tyrant. The little King Jesus is taken by his mother and Saint Joseph into a strange land where they go as poor exiles, return to Nazareth. The soul to its queen overwhelmed in sorrow. My sovereign mother, your little child feels the need to come before your knees to keep company with you a little. I see your face veiled with sadness, and some tears escape and run down from your eyes. The sweet little baby trembles, and sobbing, he cries. Holy Mother, unite my pains to yours to comfort yourself and to quiet the crying of the little heavenly baby. But, oh my Mother, do not deny me the unveiling of the secret. What is there so woeful for my dear little baby? Lesson of the Queen Mother. My dearest child, today the heart of your mother is swollen with love and sorrow, so much that I cannot keep myself from crying. You know that at the coming of the Magi Kings, there were rumors going about, asking about the new king. The cruel Herod, for fear of being deposed from his throne, had already given the order to kill my sweet Jesus, my dear life, with all the other babies. My child, what sorrow! They want to kill he who had come to give life to all and to bring to the world the new era of peace, of happiness, of grace. What ingratitude! What perfidy! Oh, my child, look where the blindness of the human will reaches, even to becoming ferocious, to bind the hands of the Creator himself, and to make themselves master of he who had created them. Therefore, compassionate me, my child, and seek to quiet the crying of the sweet little baby. He cries for the ingratitude of humanity. Scarcely born, they want him dead. To save him, we are constrained to flee. Already my dear Saint Joseph has been informed by the angel to leave quickly for a strange land. You accompany us, dear child. Do not leave us alone, and I will continue to give you my lesson on the grave evils of the human will. Now you must know that no sooner had man withdrawn from the divine will that he broke away from his Creator. Everything on the earth had been made for him by God. Everything was his, and man, by not doing the divine volition, lost all rights. And it can be said he did not have a place to take a step, so he became the poor exiled one, the wanderer who could not possess a permanent place to live. And this not only in soul, but also in body. All things became changeable for poor man, and if he had some fleeting thing, it was in virtue of the foreseen merits of his heavenly little baby. And this because all the magnificence of creation was destined by God to give it to those who would have done the divine will and lived in its kingdom. All the others, if with difficulty they take something, are true thieves of their Creator. And with reason, they do not want to do the divine will, and yet they want the goods which pertain to it. Now, my child, hear how much I and this dear little baby love you. At the first dawning of his life, he went into exile, and in a strange land to free you from the exile in which the human will had placed you, to recall you to live not in a strange land, but in your fatherland, which God had given you when you were created, which is the kingdom of the supreme fiat. Child of my heart, have pity on the tears of your mother and the tears of the sweet little baby, because crying, we beg you to never do your will. We beg you, we beseech you, return to the bosom of the divine volition which yearns so much for you. Now, dear child, among the sorrows of human ingratitude and among the immense joys and happiness that the divine fiat gave us, and the feast that all creation gave the sweet little baby, the earth became green again and flowered under our steps to give homage to its Creator. The sun fixed its gaze upon him and sang hymns of praise to him, and felt honored to give him its light and heat. The wind caressed him. The birds, almost as cherubs, lowered themselves around us, and with their trills and songs sang the most beautiful lullabies to the dear little baby to quiet his crying and reconcile him to sleep. My child, the divine volition being in us, we held power over everything. And so we arrived in Egypt, and after a long period of time, the angel of the Lord notified Saint Joseph that we should return to Nazareth because the cruel tyrant was dead, and so we repatriated to our native land. Now Egypt symbolizes the human will, full of idols, and everywhere the boy Jesus passed, he knocked down their idols and bid them to hell. How many idols the human will possesses, idols of vainglory, of self-esteem, and of passions, which tyrannize the poor creature. Therefore, be attentive. Listen to your mother. In order to never let you do your will, I would make whatever sacrifice and even offer you my life to give you the great good of living always in the bosom of the divine will. The soul to the Holy Mother. Sweetest Mother, how I thank you that you make me understand the great evil of the human will. Therefore, I beg you, for the sorrow that you suffered in exile in Egypt, to make my soul go out from the exile of my will, and make me repatriate into the dear fatherland of the divine will. Little Flower of the Day. Today, to honor me, you will offer your actions united with mine in act of gratitude to the holy little baby, praying him to enter the Egypt of your heart to change it all into will of God. Exclamation. My mother, enclose the little Jesus in my heart so that he may reorder it fully in divine will.